Welcome to the No Name MMA show. My name is Motivated Andy. Thank you for joining me on this January 24th, 2022. And we're going to be getting into UFC 270. This is your MMA roundup. Before we get started with all the drama between Francis Ngannou and Dana White, let's talk about some of the little names out there. Not so little, Alex Pereira proves himself against Andre Figueiredo, who made a 6-day, come up short effort. But man, he did not come up short. I mean, I hate to put it that way. That was the first thing I thought of, but he really just fucking hard on his chest. Just went out there and really tried to fucking battle with Alex Pereira. Pereira doing the perfect T kick to the gut every single time that Figueiredo even got close. And after the second round, Figueiredo just didn't have anything in him anymore. After that, we have 8 debuts, a lot of them fucking stellar. Michael Morales, first round KO. Then you have Victor Henry in an amazing technical war. I mean, holy shit! And that's his UFC debut. That's the thing. We also have Demandela. We have Vanessa Demoupolous, who made a splash. She just got out of being an exotic dancer, went full-time into training, and she had a rough go of it. I mean, she was put on her ass big time by Garcia Rojas, something like that. I'm sorry. She had a giant right, and then Demoupolous somehow ended up on top, got the armbar, and just tweaked that elbow until there was pretty much nothing left that she could do. So props to them. Then we also have Jasmine Judovicius. And she was a 2-1 underdog to Kay Hansen, and she played it perfect, and her length and it just caused the biggest issue for Kay Hansen. Kay Hansen was like, I'm going to take this Muay Thai bitch down, and she's not going to go anywhere, and Jasmine just said, fuck that, and took her down. So, made a late rally. Unfortunately for Kay Hansen, she takes an L. She looked in great shape, but Jasmine Judovicius, another stellar debut, Canadian. Way to go, Ariel. So moving on from that. Okay. Now here's the tea. So Francis Ngannou decides, hey, I'm gonna be from Crazy Mountains, dons this papaka after 2 rounds where it looked like he was never gonna come back from. He came out to the octagon in knee sleeves, very clearly showing that he had something wrong, or at least I thought maybe it was a mind game to fuck with Ciryl Gane. That's what I would do, just show up all bandaged. But no, apparently he tore his ACL and MCL leading up to that fight. But the first 2 rounds were not kind of Francis Ngannou. I scored them very clearly for Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane at the end of the second round, I was very much aware, this is my prediction, but if the fight goes past 2 rounds, that's it for Francis Ngannou. So for me, in my eyes, the fight was over. It was kind of like Patriots versus Falcons for you football fans. It was done at halftime. And out of nowhere, Francis Ngannou, tired, breathing out of his mouth, decides, I'm going to start double legging. Perfect. I'm going to start slamming this dude. And just grinds out a win by wrestling. And fucking props to Ngannou. He literally bet on himself against the UFC and won. All the chips are now in his corner. Whatever it is that's next for him, if he never fights in the UFC again, it would be a shame. But man, it's very clearly a respect issue. Reportedly, after he appeared on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, he said that he had declined $7 million, and that it was all because of the way the UFC treats its fighters. And that's always what it's going to be. Just respect. And it's not an opportunity. It's a job. If you are an employer, treat them as such. Fighters should not be making $160,000, $200,000 for winning a championship. I mean, there's no argument. There's no argument. Deiveson Figueiredo should not be making 0.02% from what Jake Paul makes per year boxing. It just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to get paid $1 million. I'm saying what's fair is fair. Each champion, $1 million. And when you think, oh, you know what, man, you're tripping. You can't just be giving out millions. They gotta be draws. They just signed a $130 million contract with Crypto.com. Goose egg to the fighters. You're telling me each championship fight can't get $1 million? So yeah, when you put it in perspective like that, it's ludicrous. But yeah, he bet on himself, went out there, out-wrestled Ciryl Gane, and Ciryl Gane, 3 short years, he has done what very few could do their entire career, and that is to make it to a title shot against the scariest motherfucker in Francis Ngannou. And not only that, he almost beat him. He could have beat him if not for a critical error in the 5th, where he went for a heel hook instead of, just getting out of that position. Unfortunate, but lessons are learned. And his demeanor is the thing that I'm most impressed about. That's what gives me confidence in Ciryl Gane making it back to this championship bout, be it Francis Ngannou or somebody else. 3 short years, nothing to hold his head about. But yeah, Ciryl Gane, Bone Gamin, is scary as fuck now, 3 years in. But let's see what he does in the next 3 years. Keep in mind, he's only been fighting in the UFC for 8 fights, in MMA total 10. So yeah, nothing to hit his head. If anything, the future for Ciryl Gane in the heavyweight division, I cannot wait to see what his progression is. And yeah, nothing to hit his head about. The person that does have some shame is fucking Dana White. Holy fuck. You're almost 60 years old, man. How are you be throwing a temper tantrum like a fucking little kid? Is it because Francis just didn't take your fucking hush money? Is that it? Because his management actually gives a fuck about him? That it? What a terrible fucking look for a company that's worth billions of dollars. Absurd. So yeah, Dana White, if you didn't pay attention, he's the one that wrapped the belt around Deiveson Figueiredo, and then after Francis Ngannou won, dipped out, had Mick Maynard put it around him, and didn't even bother going to the first press conference of the first pay-per-view of the year. So yeah, that goes to show you the support that the company that everybody's like, you should grovel to be in the UFC is telling Francis Ngannou that he has to go back to. That's the amount of respect that he's going to go back to. But yeah, from the big topics to the smallest men in the division, Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Oh my god. Early front runner for fight of the year. Already. And what a fucking war. Back and forth every single round. The one that I think that did it for me was the first round. I just didn't know who won that round. It was fucking close. Deiveson outstruck Brandon. And I was rooting for Brandon. Don't get it twisted. I was rooting for Brandon. But everybody that was so sure of the 2-1 odds in this fight, I don't know. The weight cut was right. That was the biggest question going into this fight. He changed camps to train with Henry Cejudo. He did everything right. He lived in Vegas, went to the PI, got all the treatment, hyperbaric chamber, the whole 9 yards. Deiveson Figueiredo came on point. And maybe Brandon Moreno was playing a little bit too much of that I'm the biggest dog in the room. Remember, you gotta defend your belt. You're defending it from that person. So I don't know. That's the only thing that left a bad taste in my mouth. That and the fact that the corner for Brandon Moreno was so convinced that they won the first round. I was just like, that was fucking close, man. And it turned out to be very close. One round was decided by a 10th by verdict. And I know the next question. Does this justify a fourth fight between the two? Tetralogy. The newest fucking term, the hottest fucking shit to come out of MMA since, I don't know, fucking, who's that little guy? Hasbulla. I think, yeah. Does Askar Askarov pass up Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo? Because that's what you're doing. You're taking away the opportunity for two people that are meant to be in a cage with each other. You're taking that away from them. Keep in mind, I despise fucking rematches. I fucking loathe them with a passion. But you can't deny that kind of connection. It's too fucking special, man. You're telling me that you wouldn't want 5 more rounds of that? If you don't want 5 more rounds of that, how about I tempt you with maybe in Brazil? Since they just came out of Little Mexico, consider Anaheim. May 7th. Perfect timing. Glover Teixeira against Jiri Prochazka already announced. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje is being worked on for that date. You're telling me you can't add a tetralogy to that shit and it would not fucking sell like fucking pancakes? Or hotcakes? Whatever the fucking saying is? It's fucking stupid. I don't even know why I fucking said it in the first place. But yeah, that's it for the MMA Roundup. If you made it this far, consider subscribing, liking, sharing, the whole fucking 9 yards. Love you. Not really. I love my wife, though, because she's fucking hot. Yeah, as always, mess with your mental health. Let me know, am I tripping? 4 fights? Come on. Francis, he declined $7 million. He should have taken it, right? Or no? Yeah. Let me know. And, as always, fuck you, John Jones. Peace.
Took the bomb.